Good morning, my lovelies. How are you all today? Today we are talking about overwhelm. Thank you for joining me on my morning walk. I'm walking to the bus stop. So many of us are feeling overwhelmed these days. And it's to do with a lot of things. There's just a lot of things that we need to do these days. But it's also, oh, there comes a car. It's also to do with how we structure our lives, and I strongly believe it's to do with sensory overload. So I've got 3 tips for you. One is there any way that you can reduce the sensory overload? What I mean is, it is so noisy everywhere we go. There's always music, TV, videos. It's in your face all the time. Are you giving yourself some time in the day where you can just unplug it all, switch it all off, read a book, that kind of thing? That will help, I promise. Then the other thing is, there's 2 other tips that I've got. One is to do with, it's this kind of an emergency measure. This is what I did when, oh, look at those jacarandas. Wow. When my children were little and my one son was in and out of hospital, I was so stuck. Everything was too much, too overwhelming. And then I thought about, what is the one thing, if I could take off my plate, would make a big difference to my life? And it was taking my son to drama, not the one that was sick, the other one. So it was just the drive. No, drive to drama was still fine, but the drive back from drama, that was just one step too far. To go out again and fetch him from the drama lesson, that was the thing that stressed me the most. I don't know why, it wasn't logical, but it was the thing. Anyway, so I asked the drama teacher, do you have a parent who lives near me? I can take their child to drama and they could bring their child back from drama. So this is about figuring out what's the one thing that could really help you if somebody else could do it for you, and then asking for help. So I asked her this, and she asked me where I lived, and she said, you know what? I drive right past your house every day on my way home after drama. So from then on, for the next 2 years, the drama teacher actually brought my son home from drama class. And it just took me to reach out and say, I need help. Is there somebody who can help me? And that problem was solved. And I remember just the immense relief that I felt when she made that offer. So, is there something in your life that you can ask for help from somebody else on? And you're not a nuisance if you ask for help. I know my mum, she doesn't want to be a pest. And she does not like to ask for help because she doesn't want to. She knows how busy I am. But, sometimes people are just waiting to help. It blesses them to be able to help you. So that drama teacher, she loved having that car ride home with my son. They would talk about all sorts of interesting topics. It was just a very interesting time for them. And she ended up being like an auntie kind of figure to him. And so that blessed them both. So I'll give you another example. Recently, my mum, she'll never ask for help, but she's been feeling a bit under the weather recently. And I mean, she's 87 and she still drives. And one of the things I could tell just from the conversation with her that was causing her some stress was to take her book back to the library. She can drive to the library. She doesn't drive very far, but she can drive to the library. But she was finding it very hot, and she was finding having to go up the library stairs very hot. I've got another beautiful jacaranda there. And so I said to her, Mum, when I'm working, there's a library in town. It's like a 10-minute walk from my office. Would you like me to take your books back for you? And if you tell me which book you want next or which author you want, I can get you new books as well. Because I'm actually looking for an excuse to go for a walk at lunchtime because I need to keep my fitness up. And if I walk for no reason, I'm less inclined to do the walk. But if I've got a mission, like helping you return and get new library books, that will help me out because it'll give me a reason to go for a walk at lunchtime. And so now I'm taking her books back, and she tells me which new ones she wants, and I can get the new ones for her. But that was something that was really weighing her down, was making her feel exhausted. She didn't enjoy doing it. And such an easy solution. Now in her situation, she did not ask for help because she didn't want to be a bother. But I'm asking you to think about, in your situation, is there somebody that you can ask for help on? And I just remind you about that, the story about that drama teacher. That was somebody I didn't know all that well that I asked for help from. And it turned out beautifully. And the worst people can say is, sorry, no, or I don't have the time, or, you know, not the end of the world if they say they can't help. So this big ugly pipe here, 2 pipes, that's the water pipe that supplies our area. So my number 1 tip was to try and make, sorry, about the dogs. There are a couple of dogs in this house. They always bark when people go past. So number 1 tip was to have some quiet time, sometime, even if it's half an hour in your day where you turn off all the noise. Second one was, what one thing can you ask for help with? Another jacaranda. And then the third thing, this is the thing that I've been doing recently. I have been making a note of everything that aggravates me because when it aggravates me, it drains me of a little bit of energy, and then I've been thinking, what can I do to solve it? So these are silly things, little things, but they do add up. So for example, I take a backpack to work and I could never find my things in my backpack. I was always rummaging around in there, couldn't find what I needed. So I bought myself these clear zip pouches. So all my medications and my strap for my wrist, I've put that all into one pouch. Makeup in another clear pouch. Whatever it is, cables and chargers in another clear pouch. So when I need something out of my backpack now, I just put my hand in and I sort through which clear pouch I need to get out, and I pull it out, and that's all my chargers and cables that I need all in one. And it's a simple little strategy, but it helps me feel more organized, and I don't get that sense of aggravation when I'm looking for something in my backpack anymore. So, and the reason I use clear pouches is because I want to be able to see what's inside there. I've tried this before, but with, different colored zip bags. But then I can't remember what's in the red bag and what's in the blue bag and what's in the yellow bag. So the clear pouches, perfect. And they were about, $2 each on Amazon delivered. So it wasn't very expensive to have that solution. So what in your life is aggravating you that you can easily solve like that, just to take away the aggravation? Another one that I did was I had a whole lot of cables and things plugged in on the side of my bed. And every time I saw it, it irked me because it's ugly. I didn't like it on the floor. So last weekend, I just got an old wire coat hanger and I made a hook over my headboard, and I've hooked up these cables and the charger and the adapters and all of those things that were on the floor next to my bed. I've now hooked them up and they're off the floor and tucked away sort of behind my headboard. They're easily accessible, but they're not on the floor aggravating me. So what in your life aggravates you? And what I've done with this mission that I'm on to make my life less aggravating is I'm just making a note. Anytime something annoys me and I think, I can't find what I need in my bag or whatever it is, I'm just making a note. And then of those things, I'm just working through them Like every week, my mission is to fix one issue. Make a new plan for one little annoyance. And it's interesting because these little annoying things, they add up and they drain our energy when we're feeling overwhelmed. And if we can conquer one tiny little aggravation a week, it's amazing how much better you feel about your life. Anyway, those are my 3 top tips that I am doing. I probably need to think of what else in my life I can ask for help on. But see what you can do, and do let me know in the comments if you find something that you're going to be working on, either to ask for help on or just small inconveniences that you are going to create an easy solve, like me and my clear zip bags. Anyway, I'm a bit out of breath now, so I'm going to carry on my walk without you. You all have a fantastic day, and I hope you're feeling less overwhelmed. And always remember, you always have a friend in me on this side of the camera. You're not alone. Sometimes if we feel alone and isolated, that can be overwhelming. And if you're facing a struggle, like a health struggle or whatever it might be, there are lots of support groups online. I had a person recently where I did a card reading for them, and they were struggling. Their child had a particular health issue, and they weren't getting much help from the doctors. And I suggested that they look and see if they could find a parents' Facebook support group for kids who've got this condition. And she found one. She found a support group, and it made such a big difference to her. You know, whether it's you're a new widow or somebody who's been a widow for a long time, or whatever it is, if there's an issue that's concerning you, there are other people all over the world that have got the same issue. And if you look for a group devoted to that, you know, maybe you're newly diagnosed as a celiac or a diabetic. If you find a group of other people who've gone through the same thing, they can give you the benefit of their experience, and it makes it not seem so lonely. But also, you don't have to figure it all out on your own because there are people who've been through that and who can give you tips on how to navigate that particular challenge. So I guess that's my 4th tip. No need to do it alone. All right, my lovelies, you have a fantastic day. I'm getting breathless now. You have a fantastic day, and I appreciate all your comments. Remember to like if you do, subscribe if you haven't, and I will see you in the next video. Sending you lots of love. May the angels walk with you now and always.